The purple-black bruise on your forearm is not from bumping into a door frame. It is not from something you forgot. It appeared because a 2-year-old grandchild grabbed your arm with their tiny hand and 4 hours later you looked down and saw a mark the size of a plum. Your skin has become so thin, so fragile, so depleted of the structural proteins that once kept it thick and resilient that the pressure of a child's fingers is enough to rupture the blood vessels beneath the surface. This is not normal aging. This is not something you have to accept. And every single dermatologist who has told you to just be more careful is missing the point entirely. Your skin is not bruised because you are clumsy. Your skin is bruised because it is starving for 3 specific nutrients that after the age of 60, your body stops producing and storing at adequate levels. And those 3 foods, the ones I am about to share with you, do not just prevent bruising. They actually thicken your skin. They rebuild the collagen scaffold. They restore the capillary integrity and they give you back the kind of skin that does not betray you every time you live your life. I will call her Dorothy. She is 78 years old, a retired high school biology teacher from Burlington, Vermont. Dorothy had stopped wearing short sleeves. In the middle of July in the Vermont summer, she wore long-sleeved cardigans because she was embarrassed. Her forearms were covered in purple and yellow patches, some fresh, some fading, that looked like she had been in an accident. Her daughter had pulled her aside at a family gathering and asked in a whisper, "Mom, is everything okay at home? Are you safe?" Dorothy was mortified. There was no abuse. There was no accident. There was just skin so thin that a blood pressure cuff at her doctor's office left a bruise that took 3 weeks to fade. When she sat down across from me, she rolled up her sleeve, looked me in the eye, and said, "Dr. Lee, I am tired of looking like I've been beaten. I just want my skin back. I am dry." William Lee and I have spent over 3 decades studying how the human body builds, maintains and repairs its tissues. My research on angiogenesis, the science of how blood vessels grow and function, has been published in Science, the New England Journal of Medicine and Nature Medicine. And today I am going to explain exactly why your skin becomes tissue paper thin after 60. Why even the gentlest touch leaves a bruise and the 3 specific foods that rebuild your skin from the dermis up, restoring thickness, strengthening capillary walls, and giving you back skin that does not tear, does not bruise, and does not make you afraid to be touched. Drop a comment below and tell me your age, and where you bruise most easily. Is it your forearms, the backs of your hands, your shins? When did you first notice that your skin had become this fragile? I read every single comment and your story matters to me. It matters to everyone watching who thought they were the only one. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button. Every week, I bring you practical, science-backed food-based solutions for your health after 60. Subscribe now so you never miss a single insight that could change your life. Now, to understand how to fix your thin, fragile skin, you must first understand what has happened to it. And the answer lies in a single devastating number. By the time you turn 60, your skin has lost approximately 30 to 40% of its total collagen content. By age 70, that number approaches 50%. By age 80, you have lost up to 65% of the collagen you had at age 30. Collagen is not just a beauty word. Collagen is the primary structural protein of your dermis, the deep layer of your skin. It forms a dense 3-dimensional scaffold that gives your skin its thickness, its strength, and its resistance to mechanical stress. When that scaffold is intact, a bump against a table edge compresses the skin temporarily, and the collagen fibers absorb and distribute the force without damage. When that scaffold has been depleted by half or more, that same bump tears through the weakened collagen network like a fist through wet tissue paper. The blood vessels that run through your dermis, tiny capillaries with walls only 1 cell thick, rupture. Blood leaks into the surrounding tissue and within hours you have a bruise the size of a coin or larger from an impact you may not even remember. But collagen loss is only part of the story. The second mechanism that makes your skin fragile after 60 is the catastrophic thinning of the epidermis and the subcutaneous fat layer. Let me give you the numbers. At age 30, the average epidermal thickness on your forearm is approximately 100 to 120 micron. At age 60, that same epidermis has thinned to 60 to 80 micrometers, a loss of roughly 40%. The subcutaneous fat layer beneath your skin, which acts as a cushion that absorbs impact and protects your blood vessels, thins even more dramatically with age. This is why the backs of your hands and your forearms are especially vulnerable. These areas have less subcutaneous fat to begin with. When you lose what little cushion you had, the blood vessels are left essentially unprotected, separated from the outside world by a layer of skin that is now thinner than a sheet of parchment. The third mechanism is a phenomenon called actinic pruritura, also known as senile pruritura. And this is where my angiogenesis research becomes directly relevant. Actinic pruritura occurs because the capillaries in your skin, like the collagen scaffold that surrounds them, have been degraded by decades of cumulative UV exposure. The endothelial cells that line your capillaries, cells I have studied extensively in my laboratory, become fragile. The supportive collagen sheath around each capillary thins, and the result is blood vessels that rupture under pressures that would not even register as a sensation in younger skin. The medical term for this is increased capillary fragility, and it is the direct cause of why a gentle handshake, a blood pressure cuff, or even the act of pulling on a snug sleeve can leave you with a bruise that lasts for weeks. Now, here is the good news. Everything I just described, the collagen loss, the epidermal thinning, the capillary fragility, is reversible, not overnight, but over weeks and months, using specific foods that target each of these three mechanisms with biochemical precision. The first food provides the essential coactor your body absolutely requires to build and cross-link new collagen. The second food directly strengthens your capillary walls and reduces their permeability, meaning they stop leaking blood into your tissue. And the third food supplies the raw building blocks, the amino acids that your body uses to manufacture new collagen fibers, thickening your dermis from the inside out. Combined, they create what I call the skin fortification protocol. The number one food for rebuilding thin, fragile skin and preventing bruising after 60 is camu camu, and specifically the extraordinary concentration of natural vitamin C it delivers. Camu camu is a small sour berry that grows in the Amazon rainforest, and it contains more vitamin C per gram than any other food on the planet. 1 teaspoon of camu camu powder provides approximately 750 to 1000 milligrams of natural whole food vitamin C. To put that in perspective, an orange provides about 70 milligrams. You would need to eat 10 to 14 oranges to get the same amount of vitamin C found in a single teaspoon of Kimuku camu powder. But it is not just the quantity that matters. It is the form. Natural vitamin C complexed with bioflavonoids and other coactors that makes camu camu so effective for skin. Vitamin C is the single most important nutrient for collagen synthesis. And this is not marketing. This is basic biochemistry. Your body synthesizes collagen through a multi-step enzymatic process. The key enzymes are protease and lysohydroxylase. These enzymes add hydroxyl groups to the amino acids proline and lysine within the growing collagen chain. Those hydroxyl groups are what allow the individual collagen molecules to form the tight, stable triple helix that gives collagen its strength. Without hydroxylation, the collagen triple helix cannot form properly. It unravels. And prolyl hydroxylase and lysol hydroxylase have one absolute non-negotiable requirement. They cannot function without vitamin C as a coactor. No vitamin C, no hydroxylation, no stable collagen triple helix. It is that simple. But vitamin C does more than enable collagen synthesis. It is also the body's primary water-soluble antioxidant in the skin. It neutralizes the free radicals generated by UV exposure, pollution, and normal cellular metabolism. Free radicals that, if left unchecked, activate enzymes called matrix metalloproteins or MMPPs, which break down existing collagen. So vitamin C simultaneously stimulates new collagen production and protects the collagen you already have from being degraded. It is a dual mechanism: build and protect. The clinical evidence for vitamin C and skin health is robust. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition examined over 4,000 women aged 40 to 74 and found that higher dietary vitamin C intake was significantly associated with fewer wrinkles, less skin dryness, and reduced signs of skin aging independent of age, race, sun exposure, and smoking status. Another study published in the journal Nutrients demonstrated that vitamin C supplementation increased the expression of collagen type 1 and type 3 genes in human dermal fibroblasts, the cells that actually produce your skin's collagen, by 2 to 3-fold. The reason I recommend camu specifically rather than synthetic ascorbic acid supplements is the bioflavonoid complex. Camu contains not just vitamin C but also quercetin, allergic acid, anthocyanins and other polyphenols that synergize with vitamin C to enhance its absorption, prolong its activity in the body and provide additional antioxidant protection. The whole food is always more than the sum of its isolated parts. Here is exactly how to use camu for your skin and bruising. You want organic camu powder freeze-dried to preserve its vitamin C content. The therapeutic dose is 1 teaspoon daily, which provides approximately 750 to 1000 milligrams of natural vitamin C. This is well within the safe upper limit and provides the levels used in clinical research. Mix the powder into a small glass of water, your morning smoothie, yogurt or oatmeal. It has a tart, slightly sour flavor. Do not mix it into hot liquids. Heat degrades vitamin C. Take it every single day. Vitamin C is water-soluble, which means your body does not store it in significant amounts. You need a fresh supply every day to maintain therapeutic levels in your skin. Within the first 2 to 3 weeks of daily camu, you may notice that existing bruises fade faster. This is because vitamin C accelerates the healing of damaged capillaries. Within 6 to 8 weeks, you should notice fewer new bruises appearing because the collagen scaffold is beginning to rebuild and capillary integrity is improving. Within 12 weeks, the cumulative effect of ongoing collagen synthesis, capillary strengthening, and antioxidant protection should result in visibly thicker, more resilient skin. Skin that no longer bruises at the slightest touch. Now, the second food targets a completely different mechanism. It does not build collagen directly. Instead, it strengthens the walls of your capillaries so they stop leaking blood into your tissue every time you bump your arm. And it is one of the most overlooked, underappreciated nutrients for skin health in the entire scientific literature. The second food for stopping bruising and strengthening fragile skin is citrus peel, specifically the white inner pith of oranges, lemons, and grapefruits, which contains a bioflavonoid called peridin. Hesperidin is a flavinone glycoside found almost exclusively in citrus fruits, and it concentrates in the peel and the white pith, the spongy layer between the outer rind and the juicy segments. And hesperidin has one of the most specific targeted effects on blood vessel health of any dietary compound known to science. Hesperidin strengthens capillary walls by 2 distinct mechanisms. First, it inhibits the enzyme hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase breaks down hyaluronic acid in the basement membrane of your capillaries, the thin structural layer that surrounds and supports each blood vessel. When hyaluronidase is overactive, the capillary basement membrane weakens, becomes more permeable, and blood cells begin to leak out into the surrounding tissue. By inhibiting hyaluronidase, hesperidin preserves the structural integrity of your capillary walls. Second, hesperidin upregulates the production of nitric oxide in endothelial cells, the cells that line your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that keeps blood vessels flexible, regulates blood flow, and reduces inflammation within the vessel wall. Healthy endothelial function is essential for capillary resilience. The clinical evidence for hesperidin and capillary fragility is compelling. A randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial published in the journal Angiology examined the effect of a hesperidin-rich citrus bioflavonoid extract on capillary resistance in individuals with increased capillary fragility. After 6 weeks, the hesperidin group showed significantly increased capillary resistance, meaning their capillaries required more pressure to rupture compared to the placebo group. Another study published in the International Journal of Sports Medicine found that hesperidin supplementation significantly reduced bruising and swelling in athletes after strenuous exercise. And a landmark study published in Phytotherapy Research demonstrated that a combination of hesperidin and vitamin C reduced spontaneous bruising in individuals with chronic venous insufficiency by more than 50%. A result that directly mirrors what we are trying to achieve for thin, fragile skin after 60. Here is exactly how to use citrus bioflavonoids for your skin and bruising. The therapeutic dose of hesperidin used in clinical research ranges from 450 to 900 mg per day. This is extremely difficult to obtain from whole citrus fruits alone. Because most of the hesperidin is in the peel and pith, the parts most people discard. You have 2 practical options. Option 1. Make citrus peel powder at home. Save the peels of organic oranges, lemons, and grapefruits, including the white pith. Slice them into thin strips and dehydrate them in a food dehydrator at low temperature, approximately 115 degrees